Good Monday morning. And for those celebrating and remembering loved ones in their lives who have given of themselves in service to this country, I'm greatly appreciative. We all are. And I wish you a very reflective Memorial Day. Today in this country, while many people are running off and starting vacation or they're on vacation, one of these, I think this is the largest day that people are now traveling. They're on the beach. There's supposed to be a mass horde on the beaches this afternoon, today, enjoying this beautiful day. Some will have it off from work. Some will be just enjoying the ability to get together with family and having a cookout, hopefully attending something either watching something on TV like from the nation's capital, or participating in activities in their community. Today we're going to talk about something that is reflective of that day, of those days where we go into battle. Whether it's on the war front, whether it's in the day-to-day trenches, and sometimes it feels like a war. It feels like we are just fighting to move forward. And sometimes we're stuck. And we don't know we're stuck, or we do, and we just get, disappointed, frustrated, just get totally fearful that this is all there is in life. So today we're going to talk about what 63 characters sums up the human condition. It was quite interesting to find this, and we'll see what you may think. I encourage you to comment, and as we get into this, comment, put some notes down, share it, like it, please. Interact with me. I'm at my best when I have somebody being able to talk with me. So one of the things that I see as we go into this is there's many people that go into battle. Again, whether it's on the war front, whether it's leaving to the great unknown, and they're standing and facing something, the unknown, facing darkness or facing this fogginess in their life. And I know I've been there. I've been at many points in my life when I'm ready for my next challenge, whether I know it or not, getting there and just like, what's going to happen? How about your first day at work, or, in a new job, or going and volunteering for a cause? And then you're like, I've never done this before. I don't know what to do. I don't want to be embarrassed. I want to do my best, But the thing is that we then work through it. Most of the time we work through it. Sometimes, though, our struggles are bigger than us, and we need to find the courage, find the growth in ourselves to step forward, to take that unknowingly step to something better, or at least to find out something more about ourselves. It's like standing in front of the camera. How many people run away? No, don't take my picture. No, don't take my picture. My mom was that way. No, don't take my picture. I don't like the way I look on camera. I don't like the pictures. I don't like what that image comes out to look like because I'm critical of it. So it's, a struggle that we have. And so what are the 63 characters? What's this about fear and courage? But here's the sum. This was a Twitter post. 63 characters. So normally you have 140 characters, but 63 characters sums up the whole human fear. All of fear in these 3 sentences. I do not have enough. I am loved enough. I am not loved enough. I am not enough. So let's do it again. I do not have enough. I am not loved enough. I am not enough. How many times have we faced that in our lives? I know each of us has faced something, a fear that is encapsulated in those 3 sentences. Why? Because we're human. Because we all face something that we're not sure about in the future in ourselves. The Abraham Hicks emotional guidance scale shows that, we can go from total despair, total weakness, and we can go all the way up to total joy, to happiness, to, living at our fullness. We can't get from one end of the scale to the other end of the scale. It's like 21 different levels. But we can move forward. So instead of being in depression or being gripped by fear, we may become angry. We may say, I cannot take this anymore. It's a better position, though it's still negative. It's a better position than being in depression, saying, I give up. I can't. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm just going to live this. How many times do we just say, I'm just going to live this? I am not going to live this. That should be our mantra. That should be our daily fact to say, why is this existing? So some people define fear as face everything and rise, or the other one is forget everything and run. Zig Ziglar pulled that together and said, those are two meanings that we have for fear. Now another one of my mentors follows false evidence appearing real. So we put something out there that we think is that element that it looks real, that we say, oh, it must be. And yet we know in our heart, in our mind, if we were to listen to them in the midst of that fear, we know that we're just making something up, that we're creating something that doesn't exist. It may be so exasperating that it feels real, or may lead us to feel that it's real, but it's not. So, what do? Well, I think before we get to that, here's a little thing I just found that all these videos are really gauged to be something that is today's thinking. Today, I'm thinking this and I'm sharing this with you because I want to share this with you. This is what's on my mind, and I hope that you find some value in it. So this reality of fear, it goes like this. You're not scared of the dark. You're scared of what's in it. You're not afraid of heights. You're afraid of falling. You're not afraid of the people around you. You're just afraid of rejection. You're not afraid to love. You're just afraid of not being loved back. You're not afraid to let go. You're just afraid to accept the reality that he's gone. You're not afraid to try again. You're just afraid of getting hurt for the same reason. So sometimes our thoughts of heights or, darkness or afraid to love, of letting go, become our pattern, become what is put forward by ourselves, putting a block up there, putting a filter up there to say, this is why, or, this is the protection that I'm going to put up. This is the reason why I want to put it in place. That's what you're instructing your mind to accept it because this is happening. And it's not. It's because you haven't gone deep enough to realize what's in it. You haven't accepted it and say, hey, wait a minute. This is interesting. Why is this happening right now? Why is Joe talking to me? Because I sense in you something stirring within you that needs to be cleared up. You're not living into your potential. I know what it's like. I've been there. I live every day seeing people around me. I was just at this conference and I saw people having fear in their eyes. I don't know how to do this. Here was the question. These are people that are supposed to be focused in on promoting their business and using video, right? These are people that are talking every day with clients over the phone, through text messages, in person. But the question was, how many people put a video up every day? Of the 50, 80 people in the room. Some of them were coaches, but even the coaches weren't. From what I can see. At least they were shy and didn't put their arm up. But of the, say, 50 people, 10 people were putting up a video at least 6 to 10 times a month. These are people that require an online presence. These are the people that are selling you something. These are the people that are trying to convince you that their process, their products are the best and giving you, trying to create a relationship of trust with you. These are the people that you're buying into. And do you realize the fear they have? I didn't do it because I was afraid of looking stupid, was one of the comments. I was afraid of being embarrassed. Some people put down, the initial effect. Oh, I don't know how to do them. Or I don't know what to say. Or, well, there's a deeper cause. There's a deeper cause in all of this that we need to take into account. So when we say, I was afraid of looking embarrassed, if you are, then you wouldn't do this, right? But this little nose can change everything that you have to say about yourself. Put yourself out there. You do it every day in your relationships. Or do you? I know, because I've talked with some of you. And I've talked with you directly. And if you are feeling this, if you are feeling afraid to say something on video to somebody, to tell them what's on your mind, to hide behind a text message, to hide behind a rant, to hide behind something that protects you, to establish a blockade, a barrier, so you can't get hurt, but you can express all this venom, all this pain. But what does it do? The pain never leaves. The pain you haven't dealt with. So if you are scared of the dark, what are you doing about it? My friend. This is Joe. I'm Joe. I'm your friend. I'm telling you straight. You're not living life to your fullest. Because you have pushed that to the side. You don't want to get hurt. You want to hide behind the text message. You want to hide behind the email that you're going to interpret wrong and the other person's going to interpret wrong. It may be all well. It may be loving. It may be important. But the way it's going to be read is because that person has their own filter of how they're understanding. They have their own fear. How many emails or mail that you get in the post office or, through the postman, getting it delivered to you? Oh, I'm not sure about this envelope. I don't know what it is. Can I peek in? Can I peek in? We're afraid of something that can't harm us. The only thing that can really harm you is not knowing who you are. Is not living into what you are to do. Your fear of looking stupid is holding you back. You're afraid of the monster in the room, the elephant in the room. So many things that we fear. And then what happens? Our relationships break down. We are breaking down relationships more than ever. We are breaking down the things in our life. We are breaking down on the things in our life that are most important. What's most important to you? About your own personal growth, about your own personal destiny, about your own personal service to others in this world. And it's not enough to say, I'm taking care of your family. That's very important. But you are not meant for one person. You are meant to change a people. You are meant to influence thousands. If you're scared of that, then think about who else are you interacting with? Who else can you deliver a kind word today? A good friend of mine was sitting at church, and she was there for a ceremony, and she noticed a young girl who was sitting in the back and kind of looking at her phone a lot, looking a little bit down. And she felt, kind of sad for that person, putting her own filters in it. But she was picking up on something that girl was putting off, that young lady was putting off. So she happened to walk over to that person, and she said, "You're beautiful. God loves you." That young lady said, "I had just broken up. Oh, it's so beautiful. My mom used to say that to me. My mom passed away several years ago. I just broke up with my boyfriend. That's why I'm looking at my phone, hoping that he calls me back." She's alone in the world. There are so many people alone in this world. Start with people. Start with your own family. Start with people in the community. Somebody you meet in the grocery store. Be friendly. I know you are, but there's somebody each day that needs you. They need you. We all need you to be your best. We need you to live not in fear, not to be saying, "I do not have enough. I am not loved enough. I am not enough." I keep looking over this quote while I'm talking this video. I do not have enough. We can talk for hours on these 3 sentences and what that means in your life. There's a fresh wind coming. Hi, Mark. Thanks for giving me the thumbs up. Appreciate that. I do not have enough. I am not loved enough. I am not enough. There's fresh wind coming for you. Are you ready to step out of the fear? I hope and I pray for you. There's so much more that you have if you just open yourself up and said, "How can I serve? Let me help you." So as we close this short video, this Memorial Day thought, how can I serve you? There's a greater need out there And as a result, you can't play it safe. Stop the moment you feel fear. Stop the moment you feel darkness. Stop the moment you feel not loved. Stop the moment you feel there's a height issue. Stop the moment you're afraid to let go of someone. Stop the moment you depart and you weep for that person. I remember my parents crying as I left for college, and crying when I left to move to Green Bay. Sad that I was going to be leaving them, and yet I wasn't. I was there in their mind. I was there in their heart. I was a call away. Don't leave. Don't despair. Don't be depressed. Now, it's easier said than done, and it takes a lot of work. But think into placing yourself a few days out and how much your life might be different if today you said to someone, "You're beautiful. God loves you. Let me put my arms around you and give you comfort." That, my friends, is the apex thinking for today. I hope and pray for this day, for all those who have fallen, and all of you who may have fallen in your own way. Get up, rise up, stand up. Only you can make that difference. Only you know that there's pain. Face the pain. And it's easier said than done, I know that. I've faced it. I've known pain. Time heals. It's been said. Time puts a divide away from that event. Sometimes that's really good. Sometimes it allows us to grow better. Serve one another. Be a leader in your families. And be a leader, my friends, in everything you do. You are a leader. You have the ability to influence. And if you're staying locked in a room, no, you're not a leader. If you're locked in a closet, locked in a corner, afraid to move forward, afraid to talk, afraid to interact, afraid to make a difference in someone else's life, you are robbing yourself of the ability to leave a legacy, of leaving a touch on somebody that needs you at this moment. I wish you a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.